I forgot what I was gonna say and what I'm doing. Oops. Hello everybody, my name's Erica and welcome to my channel Ginger Books, or welcome back if you're a returning watcher. Why did I say watcher? I have attempted to do this vlog for about 3 weeks now. It hasn't been going good. I don't know what's been with me this month, but I just don't feel like doing anything that usually brings me joy. I don't know why, but hopefully I can get out of this slump. I think what I'm doing is when I make these children's vlogs or vlogs in general, I put too much on myself, especially if these vlogs happen during a busy week. And I think that's my problem. And then I feel like garbage because I'm not completing what I should be doing, and then it puts me in a weird mental state, and yeah. So we're gonna tone it down a notch with the children's vlogs and probably only do 2 or 3 books and just see what we complete during that. So if I don't get to a book, I don't get to a book. I think everybody would understand, because obviously I didn't get through the whole Laura Ingalls Wilder series because that is just way too much detail. So yes, this is the children's vlog. I'm turning it into 5th and 6th. You would have seen from my TBR. If you have not seen it, I'll leave the link down below to it. Please go check it out. It was supposed to be kind of supernatural themed. Well, your girl did not want to wait, and she has read the first 2 books, which would be... I'm missing a book, hold on. It wouldn't be a true reading vlog if I was actually completely prepared. So I have already read 2 out of the 3 books that I was supposed to read for this reading vlog, but I, again, have told you that I have tried to start this 3 different times, so I've already read 2 of the 3 books. So the first one that I did read, and I'm going to discuss here at the beginning, is The Ghost Sitter by Penny R. Griffin. This story is so beautiful. You can listen to my synopsis in my TBR, so I'm just kind of gonna go right into talking about it. I didn't realize that there was a couple of grammar issues in the book. It did kind of bug me in a couple of times because it just disturbed the flow of the book. I wish I would have marked them to kind of tell you guys. It just didn't seem like it. I even said it out loud and it didn't roll off the tongue very well. Maybe it's just me. It could be just me, but I still really enjoyed it. I understand why I read this like several different times. Even though I could not remember the title, I've read it like probably 5 different times. How much the impact the title left on me. And it was just a cute, sweet story of, you know, this girl that has been lost for 50 years, wondering if her family would ever come back for her, not realizing that she actually is dead. And it's just such a sweet, wholesome story of just what can happen sometimes in the afterlife, and when spirits have unfinished business, having them move on. So also with spirits moving on, we'll segue into Mary Downing Hans, The Old Willis Place, a ghost story. This I just completed yesterday, and I forgot how much I actually loved this book. Again, there was problems with the diary entries in some certain instances, because there's a diary in here of one of the girl main characters whose name is Lisa, which is the human girl. I had issues with that one too, just because it didn't feel like it, unless that was supposed to be the purpose, since a child is supposed to be writing it, but she is 12 years old. She would know enough about grammar to kind of make it roll off the tongue a lot better, but it just, I don't know, it just felt like sometimes I had to like read it slowly in order to pinpoint why the flow was kind of breaking. It just felt weird, but I still really enjoyed the book. Again, another heartwarming story of these 2 children that something tragically happens to them, and about forgiveness. That's the huge thing at the end, is just forgiving for what happened, forgiving the person is also dead and has been trapped on the farm. Because this is on the Old Willis Place, or the Oak Hill Manor farm in Maryland. Forgiveness in order to pass on to the light. And it's just a sweet, heartwarming story. I love it. And I really love the 2 ghost children in here, which is Diana and Georgie. They're such cute characters, and what they get to endure throughout the whole thing. Like, they know they're dead, but they also don't understand why they're trapped here and these set of rules. So It's definitely a heartwarming story, and if you have a kid that loves supernatural kind of ghost type stories, I definitely recommend this one. It's a cutie. Now, the only other one that I did not read out of that trio is Christine Morton Shaw's The Hunt for the Seventh. I did not read this yet, so we'll be reading it this week, and that will complete 5th grade. But I'm going to turn this into 5th and 6th grade, and I'm going to add one more book onto this. 6th grade, I don't remember a lot what I read during that time. I thought I might have read the Percy Jackson series during that time, but I have to see the publication date first before we get to that. I think I did, not 100% sure, but I was one of these people. And I don't mean to like in a negative way, but sometimes it's embarrassing how hard I was for this series when I discovered it in 6th grade when the first movie was coming out. I think you all know. This book does not need an introduction. And you can tell how much I have read it from the way my cover and spine looks. Yep. Everybody of my friend group thinks I'm Team Edward, because, you know, the Team Edward, Team Jacob thing. I always tell them no. I actually was Team Jasper. I didn't care for Edward or Jacob at all. I just wanted Jasper. I might see if I can get this on Libby and see if I can listen to it. There hasn't been really a resurgence, maybe a little bit since the companion novel that Stephanie Myers has just released. It might be, but I'm hoping I can get it on Libby so we can read, or so we can listen to this. Because I find that renting audiobooks I get through them faster. So that might be the way to go, especially with my schedule. Sometimes I don't have time to sit down and read. And then when I get home, sometimes it's not until 8 or 9 o'clock, and I'm like, screw it, I don't want to read. So that might help us a little bit during the day, as I just listen to music or videos anyways while I'm doing work. So those are the 2 books that we're going to get through, at least this week. If we can get through Twilight, I may start another book in the series, or maybe Percy Jackson if I can figure out if I actually read those books in 6th grade. I don't think I did. But today, since this is kind of like a long-winded introduction, today I am dressed up. You're probably wondering, hey, it's a Sunday, because I'm actually vlogging on Sunday. And it's because the tea program is today, so that will be fun. We set up everything yesterday. We've got all the food made. We're gonna go. I'm just kind of taking a breather, sipping some coffee, and I'm watching Books and Lala's reading vlog number 3, and I will be heading. I need to be there around 11 because people are going to start showing up to help with other like smaller things at 11:30, and we can go over how everything's going to be. So yeah, so I'm going to update you guys later, and I'll tell you how the tea went. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, and I'm going to try to do this without having any caffeine in my system. This may suck. So I'm sorry I didn't update you guys after the tea party. It went great. 4 people didn't show up, which is fine. It's to be expected, miscommunication or something. So we had 7 people, but they seemed to really enjoy it, so definitely something to keep year-round, which I should probably see if I can get it out for May of next year. Hopefully. Cross your fingers. And yeah, it went well. Really great food. And then afterwards, I literally got home, went and exercised Thai. Did I explain Thai to you guys yet? Because I know I've been trying to do a vlog, and it hasn't been working. So I don't know if I remember telling you guys about Thai. So I bought a horse. The week after that kind of weird, that really bad week where I like run into a fence and thought I almost got COVID and had to get tested. So it was that week when I was off that my uncle called out of the blue when he was on vacation and was like, so I know you kind of hinted at that if you could, you would buy Ty, which is my aunt's daughter's horse, that she hasn't really done much with him. She bought him and trained him herself, but in the past few years, which is understandable, she has a family. She's got a little, I think he's 3-year-old at home that she's been taking care of. And so she hasn't really had time to come up here much and work with Ty, and she's selling him. And my uncle's just like, so I've been mulling around it over for the last month since you did offer that you would like to buy him. He's just like, if you would like to buy him, go ahead and you can keep him here. You can have the agreement of what my aunt's daughter had with him boarding him over at my uncle's, which is just a mile down the road. And I started crying because it's been my dream since a little girl that I wanted a horse of my very own. I have rode them. I've helped lunge them. I mean, not enough to consider myself an expert. So I've been watching videos. I'm taking riding lessons from our riding lesson person and expert in town, so I can better understand my horse and not, detrain him or create bad habits with him. So I made a down payment last month, along with first, because we agreed to do a payment plan. This month I am trying to pretty much scrape up so I can just pay him off. Payment plans, like, she said she trusted me because I talked to her over the phone, because I immediately called her afterwards and left a message, and she raised the amount because she wanted to throw in the all of it with his tack that fits him with it, and it's a really nice saddle. I've gone out and got a few things of my own just because some of the stuff, since it hasn't been messed with, has collected just dirt embedded in it, and so I went and got my own stuff, some of my own stuff, and she just told me that she trusted me. She knows who I am. She knows, she trusted me doing a payment plan. But again, I want to try to scrape up as much money as possible to throw and just say, hey, I know we agreed on a payment plan, but here's the rest of the money. Figured you probably will need it during this pandemic. And then just let me know when you can send the papers up. I'm like, either give them to your mom, send them to your mom, or you can send them to my address. That's fine. Because I figured I'm probably not going to get the papers until I pay him off, which is fine. That's just like if you buy a car, you don't get the title until it's paid off. So he is now mine. I've been working with him. So far, I have gotten the saddle on him. We need to get the bridle put together because I got a new headstall and the reins together so I can start putting the bridle on him so he can get used to it again. So, but otherwise, he's such a trooper. He's like a big puppy dog, but he's so well trained. Like, he's such a good horse. He really wants to work, and it shows when I go to get him. He doesn't come up to me, but he doesn't run away when I try to put the halter on him anymore. So he's getting used to that. So I have a horse whose name is Ty. He is a quarter horse. Pretty sure he's a purebred quarter horse. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look at the papers. And yeah, so I have a horse. Anyways, so I exercised him yesterday. My boyfriend finally got to meet him. He's met him before, but he's never met him actually me working with him or anything like that. So I did that, and then one of my friends told me I needed to come over for tacos, who lives in Boxholm, and I'm like, okay. So did that with my other friend. We went over there, had tacos, then we went and got some ice cream, then came back and hung out with my other friend and came home at 12:30. So I did not have any room to update you guys. I'm so sorry. I have started, and I have listened to probably about 5 or 10 minutes worth of the audiobook for Twilight. So completely different from the movie. I totally forgot how completely different from the movie it was, because I'm in the lunchroom scene. Well, I'm actually at the classroom scene right now, but the lunchroom scene, completely different, because the Cullens were already in the lunchroom, and the movie shows them coming in the lunchroom, and she sits with Jessica, but she sits with a whole group of other friends than what Jessica has in the movie. Yep. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm about 10 minutes into that. I'm going to try to start the hunt for the 7th today if I can. Today at work I have a lot of things to do, and I have the first club meeting tonight. So also I'm also trying to curb my sleeping habits, so I actually wake up at 7:30 instead of 8:30, because Friday was so horrible. I don't know what was going on with me. I was having a bad mental health day. I ended up opening the museum 30 minutes late. And then Saturday was horrible. Anyways, so that's my update for this morning. I'm going to go make my coffee and feed the dogs. That's what I need to do. And then head to work. I don't know when I'll have a chance to read during work because I do have a lot of things to do today. And maybe I'll do a work montage because we haven't done one of those in a while. Do that. Anyways, I'll see you in a little bit. Hi guys. Update. If I look sweaty, which to be honest, this camera is really good at not showing the sweat. But dummy me wanted to put something patio-like out on the front porch of the museum so that I could sit outside and actually do like work or research or something, because it's really nice outside right now. It actually has a nice cool wind. It's great. Except dummy me didn't realize until after I got this small marble top patio table, which weighs a ton, in the back of my trunk, and driving slowly because I couldn't shut my trunk lid, realized it has an accession number on it. Meaning it was accessioned. This is what you get for not checking underneath the tabletop to see if it had an accession number on it before doing all of this work. Whatever. So I slowly drove back over, put it back in the Clancy classroom, and got the classroom ready for the meeting tonight. For the first ever museum club meeting tonight. So I just took a card table, a cheapy card table that we have literally 10 other ones, and now it's sitting out there, even though I don't like it because it takes up too much room in the one corner. My life in a nutshell. And it can be torn down and put in our fridge, staff pantry, or whatever we call it. I was thinking, since I've got all of my stuff done that I needed to do today, is to go out there and just read. I am about a little over 3 hours into the audiobook for Twilight, and I completely forgot how different they took the movies from the book. I completely forgot. I don't know how to feel about that because I loved watching the movies. I have read the books several different times. It's just been a while since I've done a reread of them. Probably since maybe freshman year of high school when I tried to attempt to reread them for like the maybe 7th or 8th time. 7th or 8th time? Yeah, maybe 7th. And I just kind of was just like, I'm done and over it. And the hype. But I totally forgot how vastly different. Like, key points are the same in the plot, but the way they do it in the movie is totally different from what happened actually in the book. Where, like, the whole thing about Bella finding out about Edward was not in a forest. It was in the car. And I completely forgot because every time I have an urge to, like, pretty much, like, be immersed in the Twilight world again, I always watch the movies instead of read the books. So I totally forgot. Also, looking back on them now, the spots that I thought were, like, to die for are so cringy. So cringy. Like, I actually liked that. Ugh. So it's been an interesting walking back through Twilight and listening to it on an audiobook instead of reading it, even though I'd probably still have the same reactions if I was reading it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the hunt for the 7th out there, and we'll see how much I get done. So we're going to do a reading montage. Hopefully the wind is not going to be a butt. Hello. So, reading update. I have read to chapter 4 in the hunt for the 7th. Excuse me, I've got indigestion. And I forgot that it kind of just dumps you right in from the get-go, which is fine because I like stories like that, and it might be the reason why I just read this several different times when I checked it out from the library. But it drops you into the whole chaotic mess that is Minerva Hall and the mysterious Lord Louis Minerva III. It's interesting. I forgot how it sets up how the 6 children died. So this is just like a trip down memory lane. And I really love it. Wow, I'm losing my train of thought. It's very interesting. I want to read more about it, but right now it's close to 3:30. I'm going to go ahead and disinfect everything and leave for the day. I'm going to stop by my uncle's because I'm going to try to see if I can get that bit on the other head stall and get the reins attached. And then probably go home, freshen up a little bit, and be back because we have a meeting here at 6:30. Don't know if I'll get any more reading done today. I'm going to try to later tonight. This is just a little, I guess, mini update. So I will see you guys later. You know, as I'm starting to think, go off on a little tangent here, the reason why I probably don't get up very well in the mornings is because I'm not a morning person, but I'm more of a night person. Because I cleaned the house yesterday at 10:30 at night. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry I did not update you this morning. I did not want to get out of bed because I'm slowly realizing that I am more of a night person than a morning person. So, yay me. But anyways, I got to work about 5 minutes late, but that's okay. I have listened to more of the Twilight audiobook, and now I'm under 3 hours. I think I'm closer to like 2.5 hours left of it. I'm at the whole scene where James, Laurent, and James is on the hunt for Bella, and now she's in Phoenix in a hotel. So that's where I'm at. I'm kind of stopping a little bit because I realized how fast I'm reading this. I have not read any more of The Hunt for the Seventh, but Twilight, yeah, I still really enjoy and still understand why I loved the book so much, but I'm also starting to see kind of the flaws that it has that I was kind of blind to back then, because I really loved the hype, loved the stories, still love them. I'll still give the books 5 out of 5, or 4, well, maybe 4 out of 5, not 5 out of 5, but if you would have asked me back then, it would have probably been 10 out of 5, which is... But I can see the problems people now reading it and having read as many books as they have, finding what they like. Me, oh boy, there's so much wrong with Edward's character. And I'm also pissed because I could never, even back then, I could never picture Robert Pattinson as Edward. I never could. And I don't know why. But now, looking back from listening to this audiobook, now I can see why I think Edward fits this character, or Robert Pattinson fits this character perfectly, and he does play him pretty good as the silent, brooding, kind of dramatic boy. But in the book, he doesn't come off that way to me some days. But, I'm just totally confused on how I feel about this, because, yeah, there's... Bella and Edward just annoy me. I would have been happy if it was Jasper and Alice. Anyways, so I'm listening to that, but taking a little bit of a break. Right now, I just pretty much got done with what I needed to do for work today, and I'm closing the museum at 2:30 because supposedly we have a storm system coming in, and it's predicted rain here in the next half hour to an hour, and it's supposed to bring hail and everything, so I'm closing the museum down at 2:30 just in case if, you know, it were to happen, I don't need to be caught in a hailstorm while I'm trying to give a tour. So let me see if this is still accurate, because I was on the wrong thing. Yeah, 20% chance of rain through 2 p.m. And it still looks like it's going to hit us, because I'm looking at the radar. Except it's supposed to really cool down after this. Tomorrow's supposed to be 77 with like practically a very low dew point, and I'm so excited, because in Iowa, if the dew point's above 60, it's going to be a hot and humid day. We can't go by humidity here. But it looks like it's about because it looks like 2 big cells are supposed to merge and hit us at 3-4 o'clock. So I'm just going to close down early just in case if the radar is wrong. I am seeing big kind of type thunderhead like clouds, but not too menacing yet. But I'm just going to do it for the safety of visitors and myself to not get hit by hail. And that's also the one thing I'm scared about, is that I don't want any more damage on my car. I want to get in a garage. And plus, I still have to go see Ty. Also, this morning, I texted the person I'm buying Ty from and asked her, since I pretty much have most of my bills covered up until August 4th, I can literally pay off Ty with this next check that's coming in. I told her, is it okay? I know we agreed upon $100 a month, but I really, want to get him paid off. And she's just like, oh no, that's completely fine. And I told her, I think there's $900 left on him. And she's just like, and she told me, she's like, so yes, you're right. Your math is right. And I'm like, okay, thank God. I was hoping my math was right. So I told her, I'll send it to you on Friday. I'll let you know if there's any complications for that. Cause she's like, cause I'm still kind of drawing unemployment. And I told her sometimes they glitch, it happens. And she's like, yeah. She's like, but I told her I'll text her on Friday once I send the check in the mail on Friday. So I'm excited because he'll be finally paid off, and then I don't have to worry about paying on him other than vet and farrier bills. That's pretty much it. And I'm getting excited because we put the bridal together yesterday, and yeah. I'm gonna get back to, oh, why did I exit out? I was watching a video. I was watching, hold on, let me pull it up, because I flub up her name all the time. Alyssa Nicole, My Everyday Routine. I follow her reading channel and I follow her main channel. So I've been watching that, just kind of taking a break and mellowing out. I did clean the school today, so I'm a little sweaty. So yeah, so I want to continue to do that, and I'm hoping to get the audiobook for Twilight done today so we can actually continue, because if I keep at this pace, I may be able to get through the whole series, if not at least 2 or 3 books of it. So keep going. And I'm hoping this evening, since I'm not really going anywhere, I will go say hi to Ty, but I won't work him if it's going to be nasty weather. I will tomorrow, since it's supposed to be really cool. And hopefully maybe if I'm feeling brave enough, actually might get on him. But I want to see how he reacts with the bridal first. And yeah. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to continue what I'm doing, and I will update you guys when I'm off work. Hello everybody, and good morning. As you can tell, it is Thursday. I did not vlog at all yesterday, even though I did complete Twilight. Was it on Tuesday? Tuesday or Wednesday morning. I did complete Twilight, but yesterday I just decided just not to pick up the camera, and I don't know why. And to be honest, I had a lot going on yesterday that I was trying to get a lot of stuff done so that these next 2 days I have an easy going, and then it's the weekend. So anyways, like I was saying, I finished Twilight. In Twilight series is such, and I'm going to state this again, is such a good example of a movie franchise not following the books. The key plot points are there, I will admit, but they had such interesting material to go off of that I feel like the movies could have went in so many different directions, especially Twilight. They made scenes where the scenes were not accurate. It was just horrible. And I also can kind of see how people who were Twihard fans not liking and having problems with Edward and Bella's relationship. Not everybody does, but there is like a small chunk of readers who have looked back and went, oh, how the hell did I like this? And I'm kind of 50-50. I like Edward better in the books because I could never picture Robert Pattinson as Edward. I always pictured, if you want my honest opinion, the person that plays Jasper as Edward. I don't know why. I always have. Because when they describe him, the actor who plays Jasper kind of fits more of the bill, but it's okay because if he didn't play Jasper, then I wouldn't probably like Jasper. Anyways, enough of me fangirling about Jasper. But there was so much opportunity for dialogue in the movie because Esme talks a lot more than she does in the movie. In the book, there's a lot more character development with Rosalie. Instead of her just being this occasional brooding figure in the back, she actually makes more of an appearance in the book than she does the movie. Which is fine. It's supposed to be centered around Edward and Bella falling in love. Whatever. One of the things I like about the movie, though, that the book didn't do is that Charlie was barely around. in the book, but in the movie he was around a lot more. I like that aspect. Yeah. I will still give the Twilight series 4 out of 5, even though the reason why it's 4 out of 5 is because I have a weird love-hate relationship now with Bella and Edward. But today is gonna kind of be a go easy day. I got most of my cleaning that I wanted to do this week done yesterday. Oh, and I got some other things done that I was technically supposed to do today, like writing the script for the video tomorrow. I totally got done today, or yesterday instead of today. So all I have to do is start researching for next week's video, which I kind of like this, where I get the research done on like a Tuesday, write a script the next 2 days just to like compose my thoughts of what I want to say, because then I can start researching for something else and it gives me a little bit more time to research. This morning I decided, since I don't know when I'll be back tonight because we have to go look at an item that's being donated, a wagon, I went and exercised Ty this morning and actually got on him. I'll insert the picture here. And yeah, I actually got on him because I was just like, I tied him back to the hitching post because I've been walking him around, not like actually on his back, because I want him to get used to having tack on again. And so I was like, you're being really good. Let's push this a little bit to give him something. So I went to try to find a footstool, but couldn't find a footstool because he's like way taller than I am. He's probably actually I don't want to say about my height. If not, he's a couple inches taller than me. So I can see his back. Okay, no, that's a lie because I can kind of see over his back, but I have to stand on my tiptoes if I want to fully see over his back. But I can get the saddle on and off of him. A little bit easier getting it off than on. But I decided, I was like, okay, if I can reach the stirrup, I'm going to try to pull myself up into the saddle and sit on him and see what he does for a few seconds. So I did that, and he's just being such a good boy. I mean, his previous owner told me, he's just like, you should have no problem getting him acclimated. I'm like, he's like, I trained him where once the saddle's on him, he's excited to go. And he kind of was, because he was kind of pacing like, and kind of trying to get the lead rope unhooked, like, hey, let's go, if we're going to go for a ride. But I was like, no. So I think for the next couple of days, I think I'm going to do that exercise with him. Except now, I don't know how much I'm going to exercise him this weekend, just because usually I exercise him Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Well, this weekend looks like it's going to be a scorcher, and I don't want him to be like overheating, because they say if you add the temperature plus the humidity, and if it equals over like 130 or 140, you should have no business riding a horse or heavily exercising them, because it's pretty bad for them. And this weekend, if I check the temperatures, because right now it's like 58%. Oh, the dew point shot up to 70. I am so glad I exercised him this morning because the dew point was only at 58. So here in Iowa, you have to pay attention to the dew point, not the humidity, because the dew point is what makes it really heavy in the air and actually makes it more hot than the actual humidity. Thank you, crops, because as they come up and they start to evaporate moisture into the air, that's how the dew point rises. But anyways, it's fine because I chose to live here, so. But looking at the 10-day forecast, yeah, Saturday is supposed to be like 96, and Sunday is supposed to be 99, and Monday is supposed to be 99. Except we have some isolated showers next Monday. So it may look like I may not be exercising him for a while. Which is sad because, we've gotten to the point where he trusts me getting on his back. Of course, I am nervous because the only experience I've had ever riding him was when he was green and a little hot. And people who have horses understand the terms. So, yeah. But he's been such a good boy. He gets really excited. He loves following me. He always turns most horses will sometimes, when you're leading them, will turn their head towards you just to see, like, okay, where are we going? Like, I'm paying attention to you. I've got an eye and an ear towards you. Sometimes he likes to push me the direction he wants to go because he's like, ooh, I smell good grass over here. Let's go this way. And it's like, no. He learned that. But anyways, so I'm going to continue. I did check out New Moon. My hold updated me that there was a copy available. So now I'm listening to the audio of New Moon. And I just got to the chapter, it's like chapter 3, I think it is, where she has her birthday party and the bad thing happened. Pretty much she gets a paper cut. Jasper is just like, nom, 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 nom. That smells delicious. Great explanation. You can tell I woke up in a good mood. I actually slept solidly last night. So I'm listening to that. I'm pretty sure I'm at towards the end of chapter 3, if not the beginning of chapter 4, where it goes through approaching the whole breakup thing. So yeah. So I'm going to keep listening to that, and I'm going to see if I can find some things that I could get done today, even though it might not need to be done. So if not, I'm just going to research, and I may go sit out since it's really nice still, even with that 70% dew point. I'm going to let you guys go, and I will update you later. Oh, I may not update you guys until probably quite a bit later, because if I remember to update, I'll update before 1, but I have a docent that's going to be here this afternoon, so I may not update until way later. We'll see. Hello everybody, back for the last update for today on this Thursday. So I pretty much after work went and hung out with my dad and adopted grandfather, and then we went to go see the wagon, which we are going to pick up on Saturday afternoon, which is supposed to be really hot. So now I'm just back home. I did some bills and stuff for money that'll be deposited in the account tomorrow, and I'm really excited because I will have Ty paid off as of tomorrow, or technically when the person gets the check. And yeah, and I got really excited because I was able to get on Ty this morning. I think I might have said that this morning, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, but then it's going to be extremely hot this weekend, so I can't do any more work with him. But it's stepping stones, and I'm really happy about it. And then this weekend, starting tomorrow night, I am doing chores on the farm, so it'll be fun. Great old time. So I may be late to doing the live video tomorrow, but which is fine, just because he's probably going to want to go over the whole chores with me. Sorry, not really that tired, but I kind of feel it coming on, but that's fine. So right now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodnight to you guys and probably play some Sims. I did read or listen to 116 pages of New Moon, and so far, yeah. My feelings of Twilight. Even though I kind of like Bella's character a little bit more here, because it feels like you get a little bit more of like personality. I think what really drastically makes me hate Bella in the movies is the way she was kind of portrayed, as she was just played too plain and too normal, if that's the word to say, where there was barely any contrast, barely any character change. And so when the whole thing at the end of the eclipse, when she says that I found myself and become more of myself, and I'm like, did you really? And in the book, she has a little bit more character development, even though she's whiny. Really whiny. And I don't like it. And just brooding. Like Edward. I know it's supposed to be a love story, but there wouldn't be any great love story without some drama. But still, a lot of this could have been avoided. And it annoys me. Anyways, so I'm going to let you guys go. Play some Sims. And then probably go to bed. So I will see you in the morning. Hello, back for another update. I just got to work here about 10 o'clock, so it's been almost an hour since I've been here. I was going to decide on doing the live video this afternoon, but then I remembered somebody's supposed to be stopping by this afternoon, so it wouldn't be the best thing for me to do it. So I'm going to go do the live video right now that we usually do every Friday, technically at 9, but I may be changing the time just because if it's too hot during the day, I try to exercise Ty in the morning. And yeah, so pretty much I exercised Ty this morning, like I said I was going to. I went and mailed the check, and now he is officially all mine. I don't owe anything on him anymore, and he is mine, and the owner will be bringing up the papers here in the next couple of weeks. I'm excited. He is mine. He's been doing such a good job. This time I sat up on top of him for longer than like a few seconds, and because I had to readjust the reins the way I needed him to be. And he was just sitting there like, he tends to like to move around when he's on the hitching post, which is fine because it benefits me, because if I'm on one side, he'll move over a little bit for me, but also it's a way to kind of see what I'm doing. He's a very curious horse. So, but I think next week will be the day, probably Monday, if not Wednesday of next week, I will be able to ride him by myself, or at least on the lead rope for a little bit, just to get him used to actually having somebody on his back and, you know, being put back to work. Everything that I'm doing is baby stepping him back into it, because you don't want to just throw yourself at a horse that doesn't know you or anything like that. And I've been following what some of the world trainers have on YouTube. They have YouTube channels. And they're telling me you always ease it into a horse, always introduce yourself, work with the horse, because you don't know exactly how the horse was trained or anything like that. And get them used to you and trusting you and you trusting them. I have gotten to chapter 6 on the audiobook of New Moon. I'm still on chapter 4 of the other book, which is The Hunt for the Seventh. I haven't read much of that one, which happens. But I do plan on reading tonight just because it's going to be way too hot. And then tomorrow is going to be so hot. We have a heat advisory from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. I just looked up on the internet and I'm like, I'll be getting reading done, and I've been really in the mood to play Sims too. I'll also be doing chores, so I have to keep an eye on the animals with the heat. So I'll probably be going down once in a while. Tomorrow we're also going to go get the wagon in this heat, so it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Oh boy, I have a Saturday already fulfilled. But yesterday when I came home, the sweetest thing, my boyfriend, I walk into the kitchen and like, the kitchen's clean, like clean. And I'm like, holy crap. And I look over at the stove and my jaw dropped and I'm like, oh my gosh, our stove is actually clean. And I go up to my boyfriend and I'm like, did you clean this? He's like, yeah, I decided to channel, instead of rage at a video game, I decided to clean and kind of help myself de-stress and calm down. And I didn't, and he's like, and also I was bored. Nobody was on Discord. And I'm like, thank you. Because I'm usually the only one that keeps the house clean. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, if you keep doing this, wow. So I really enjoyed it. I'll show you guys when I get home, but it's clean. Tonight also I have a writing lesson. So I probably won't update you guys until later tonight. So, and hopefully we'll have a reading montage, because I just realized I haven't put in a reading montage in the vlog. Sorry I'm all over the place. You can tell that I'm actually woke up in a really good mood. I slept solidly again, and I actually woke up at 7:30. But I forced myself to go back to sleep until my alarm went off, but, you know. But yeah, it's already been a good day, and it's only 11 o'clock, which is a lot better than how my weeks usually go. Alright, so I'll update you guys later. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I ghosted you for another day. I just had a lot going on that day. I went and hung out with people. I actually ended up taking a trip with my friends to go to Des Moines. As you can tell, I'm wearing a new hat. I went to the Western Edge, which is like the Western store here in town, just because I needed a new saddle pad and I needed cowboy boots, which I'm wearing right now. So I'll show you guys later. I said I also went to Des Moines, and I'll show you guys later what I got. Right now it's like 7:15 because I'm going to go to breakfast, but I want to do chores, but I wanted to show you how I do chores. So it's a little bit different from the last time I saw you guys. So, ooh, the piggies, they're out. So let's get going. Guys, hi baby. Alright, so I am done with chores, and sorry that was kind of spotty on my behalf at my uncle's, just because it has a lot to do, because since it's been so hot, we've been putting frozen bottles of water in Skips, which you saw at the beginning, and the chicken's water. Horses, not really, because they can get really sick with drastic temperatures. So we've been doing that. I'm gonna roll the windows up a little bit because it's gonna get noisy since I'm on the gravel. But yes, so pretty much that was Ty that I introduced you to. Now today, I definitely want to get the one book finished. New Moon probably won't get finished on this vlog, but it will be done by the next children's vlog. Children's favorites vlog, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so we're gonna try to finish the 7th today. Right now I'm heading to breakfast. I'm actually a little late for it because of chores, how long it takes. It takes me about a good 45 minutes to do chores now. Also, I had to water the garden because I forgot to yesterday. Oopsie. So everything was kind of looking a little yellow. Not dead, but a little yellow. So I'm going to breakfast, and then afterwards we're going to go get that wagon, and then I'm going to be home for the rest of the day. If anybody wants me, they can come to my house, because I have not been home. Yesterday I wasn't home all day. So, and this week is going to be another busy week where it's going to be dodgy if I'm going to be home or not. So, yeah. But that's what we're going to do after I go get the wagon, is I'll come home, take a shower, and get to reading. So, yeah. And then I'm going to record Sims, because I didn't like the other 2 recordings, so that's why I didn't post. Yeah. My brain. Anyways, so I will talk to you guys later. Hi everybody, it's much later. So I know I said we were going to finish the hunt for the 7th, and I did. And it definitely ended differently than I remembered. So, well, we finished it, meaning we completed 3 books on this wonderful week of vlogging, which has gotten a lot better than some of the past vlogs. So, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like what you saw and want to stick around. If you do, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you are notified. I post every Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm getting my life back on schedule a little bit more and planning a little bit more of a routine schedule for myself. So I will definitely be back to posting Tuesdays and Fridays. So I hope you have a great start to the week, and I will see you next time. Bye!